Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready?
Good morning, guys. I thought that I'd just sit down and give you a little pregnancy update while I sit here and eat my breakfast, and also just take you along with me for today, because we are so close to having a baby and there's definitely still a lot of things that we are trying to get ready for, which is really exciting. So today is Thursday, May 14th, and I am 38 weeks and 5 days pregnant, so almost 39 weeks. So I shared in my last update video that we thought we were going to be induced and like having a baby last week, and we did not. I am still pregnant. I'll show you the bump later. I'm still very pregnant. So as I shared in the last video, I went in for my appointment last week for just a regular scheduled ultrasound at 37 weeks, and it ended up that my fluid level was low. And so they were really highly considering inducing me over the weekend if it didn't get better. And so then I had to go back in on Friday for another ultrasound. I drank a ton of water and just sat at home and did nothing. And it ended up that my fluid level went up a little bit, which is great. And so then I had another appointment for my 38-week appointment. And that one wouldn't have been an ultrasound, but because of my circumstances, they want to keep doing ultrasounds. So I had another ultrasound this week on Tuesday, and that one was even better. My fluid level got like even higher in the normal range, which is very encouraging. Also, Jacob got to go to that appointment with me. Because of the pandemic, husbands, partners haven't been able to go to appointments, but my clinic is not in a hospital, and they have allowed dads to come to appointments for ultrasounds. So Jacob has now gone with me to the last 3 appointments because they've all been ultrasounds, and it's also just some like big stuff happening, and we thought that we would have to be making some big decisions when it came to induction. So Jacob came with me to the appointment. We wore our masks in and everything, and at the ultrasound she checked the fluid level, which like I said was higher, and then also did the same tests that we did the week before, which was like looking at his movement and his breathing to make sure all of that was good. Which of course, classic, he was like taking a nap when we got there. So he has to like complete so many movements and like things within like a half an hour time period. And he was like asleep for the first half of it. So we just like lay there and watched him sleep. And finally he woke up and he did the things that he needed to within the time frame, which was great. And then we moved to another room and we did a non-stress test where they look at his heart rate also with my contractions, which I'm not really having, like I'm not having steady contractions right now. So they monitored his heart rate for 20 minutes, and that also came back great, which we're really grateful for. Also, the best part of it is that it was like as soon as we got into this other room that he started moving all around and he got the hiccups and was like doing all the things, and I was like, why didn't you do this like 15 minutes ago? So therefore we're very grateful that he's still doing well, and it doesn't seem that he's like stressed or anything. So then my doctor came in and she was like, well, we are not going to have to induce you because he's doing great, your fluid levels are getting higher, so we're just gonna keep you going. I was like, okay, which is just crazy because the last week and a half have just felt like it could be anytime, and now we're like, maybe we will make it to 40 weeks, who knows. We even showed up to that appointment with our hospital bags in the car, and we did that on our Friday appointment as well, just because if they were like, you need to go to the hospital now, I just wanted to have all of our stuff. So we have been prepared and ready to go, and looks like we are not planning to be induced yet. And the other thing that the doctor reassured me was that like if I needed to be induced, she would definitely induce me, because my biggest thing right now, she's like, how do you feel about that? And I was like, I am just nervous for him. Like, I know this is the start of being a mom, but I'm just like, want to make sure that he's okay. And she was like, yes, he's good, and if I had any little bit of a concern, we would be inducing you. Like, I would definitely err on the side of caution. Anyway, that being said, it doesn't look like I'm getting induced at least anytime soon. I have another appointment next Tuesday, so that will be my 39-week appointment if I don't go into labor yet. And we'll do the same thing. We'll do another ultrasound. We'll do all the same tests to see how he's doing. and I guess we'll go from there if I'm still pregnant. But honestly, I didn't have a problem with being induced. I know that it's like your better chances of like successfully having a natural delivery if you're able to just go into labor on your own. But it did sound a little bit nice to be like, oh, I could be induced and like this is the plan and this is the day that I'm going in. So honestly, I really didn't care, and it's all about the safety of like our baby. And I think the part that I was most nervous for last week was just making sure that he was like fully developed, and I wanted to make sure he was okay. I wanted to keep him in as long as I could so that he could grow and get everything that he needed. But now that I'm basically 39 weeks, it's like he should be good. So I really didn't care if I would have been induced, but either way, I just wanted like my baby to be safe. So then the doctor checked me, and I am now 3 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced, and he's also really, really low. So she thinks that I could just go into labor on my own. Probably my water will break. So that was pretty good for being 38 weeks and 3 days when I was at my appointment. And I will say the cervical check gets a lot better like the further along you are of like progressing. Like the first one that I did at 36 weeks was really uncomfortable, and then it just like the last 2 that I've had have been like progressively better and better. And then she also did another membrane sweep. This is TMI as I'm sitting here eating my breakfast, but I have been losing my mucus plug for the last like 3-ish days. So that was another like good step, could be, but I know that it could mean that labor's coming. It could not mean that labor's coming. Who even knows? So we're just sitting around waiting for something to happen, and that's what it feels like it's been, of just like, could it be tonight? Could it be tomorrow? And we're just like on the edge of our seat waiting for whatever is going to happen. So my doctor said that I could go home, and I'm still drinking tons of water. Still want to keep like my fluid levels good and just stay hydrated, of course. But my doctor said that I could like go for walks and bounce on the ball and do some other things. And so we will start doing that and see if we can get anything moving. But it's just crazy to think like he could be here anytime, and I'm so grateful that we've made it to basically 39, almost 39 weeks now. Also, I mentioned this in the last video, but to reiterate, if you want to keep up with what's happening in real time for this baby watch, definitely follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my handle right here so that you can go follow me there, and I'll be posting like when I actually go to the hospital and such, and then also posting like when he's born. So definitely check it out there if you want to stay tuned and up to date on everything that's going on. As this is also just going to be my regular like update for you for this week of pregnancy, I thought I'd share a couple other symptoms that I've had this week. I've had like, again, he's so low, I just feel like there's so much pressure like down there, and also I get like lightning, like little shoots of pain to that region, and so that's been a new fun symptom. And I just know that he's very low. The one thing that I forgot to mention, which is so freaking weird, is that like when the doctor checked me this last week, she was like in the middle of checking me, and she was like, okay, let me just feel the back of his head. I'm like, that is so strange. So he's very low, and I just feel a lot of pressure down there. Also, I think that I may be done gaining weight, I suppose. I've gained 20 pounds this pregnancy, and I've maintained like the same weight for the last 2 weeks. So maybe that's all that I'll gain. I also will say I haven't had any stretch marks, and like knock on wood, because maybe I'll get some this week. But I had stretch marks when I was like going through puberty. I even have a few on my belly from when I was like going through puberty, and I also like gained a little bit of weight. And I have them like on my legs, on my sides, like all of that kind of stuff. But I haven't had any stretch marks, any new stretch marks this pregnancy. So I like hydrate my skin and rub that Palmer's lotion on it twice a day. I don't know if that's, you know, what has been helping it to not show up. But yeah, I haven't had any stretch marks during pregnancy. Also, just kind of the same common late pregnancy symptoms of my back is sore and sleeping is a little bit harder. I wake up at least once in the night to go to the bathroom, and I just feel like sore in the night, and then when I wake up it's just like flopping over from one side to another, and just trying to get comfortable is a little bit more difficult. But I think that's kind of it as far as like my symptoms that I've been experiencing this week. Otherwise, we're just like ready for him to be here, and we have the house cleaned, we've finished our grocery pickup, I've prepped all these meals, and we are just excited for him to be joining us. I know I wanted to go past 40 weeks because of the pandemic and everything, and still, I mean, if I did safely, then that'd be great. But once we found out last week that we were probably going to be having him that week, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, and we finished getting everything ready, and so now it feels like we're just sitting here waiting for him to be here. So it would also be kind of it would definitely be a great joy to be able to like have him here in the midst of like all the craziness that's been going on. I mean, we've been sitting at home. We haven't gone out for 2 months. Like it would just be nice to have something like a change of pace and something more to look forward to. And I know that our family feels that way as well. Jacob and I are also just soaking up these last few moments of being just the two of us, and it is hard because with the pandemic we were supposed to have a baby moon, and I imagine we would have been like going on dates and doing all of these like last hurrah moments, and we just don't get to do that obviously right now, which is a bummer. And who would have known that like that one day at the first week of March that we went to go get burgers, that was our like last date. But it also has been kind of sweet that like we've been able to spend time with each other, and we've been together 24/7 for the last 2 months as we've both been working from home, and I'm really grateful that we've been able to both work from home. So it's definitely different than the typical pregnancy, I know that, but I am trying to look at like that's a positive, even though the situation just like really sucks to give birth in a pandemic. I never would have wished this, obviously. But at this point, it's like, what else am I supposed to do? I feel like I've gone through the entire grieving process of the season of like missing out on all the pregnancy things, and now I'm realizing that like I'm going to be missing out on all of the like newborn things too, of having people, you know, come meet our baby, and even trying to figure out like when can family meet him, because I just want everyone to be safe. So that's just like a difficult thing that I'm struggling with. And it's also, I know I've shared this before, but it's so funny because I was a germaphobe before all of this, and was so happy to have a late May baby because I was like, oh, totally far out of like cold and flu season, like as long as I don't have a baby in flu season. And here I am in the middle of a health pandemic. So you know, it is what it is. I wanted to show you guys a couple other little baby things that we have sitting out here downstairs. Besides that, like our downstairs is pretty cleaned up, just because I want it to be clean like every night before we go to bed, because who knows if that'll be the time when I actually go into labor. So we have his Mamaroo swing sitting out here. We also have his little bassinet. This is the Up-A-Baby bassinet that clips into the stroller. And then I got this stand for it. The stand is normally $150. I got it off of OfferUp for $50. So I think that we'll keep this down here, and then we have a pack and play that we'll keep upstairs to keep by our bed. And then we have all of our hospital bags just sitting here. Like when I go to a doctor's appointment, I don't know if they're going to send me to labor and delivery, so we've been like taking them to the car and then bringing them back in. So for right now they're just sitting here, and I really don't want to like take stuff out of it again. So I just have my makeup necessities like downstairs sitting here so that I can do my makeup in like the downstairs mirror. And there's also a pen here, so hilarious. But I have my makeup down here so I can just do it in like the downstairs mirror, so I don't keep bringing it upstairs and then bringing it back into my hospital bag. I also wanted to show you guys our little baby corner in the kitchen. So we have the baby washing soap here, the foaming dish and bottle soap. We have our bottle brush, our little drying rack, and then I also have the sterilizer over here. And then in these cabinets up here in our kitchen, we're grateful that our kitchen has a ton of cabinets. So I made this like the baby feeding station. So I got my breast pump here. I got the Spectra S2. I like that it's portable, and it also has a closed system, and I believe that it's like hospital grade strength. So we got this sent to us, and then I've washed all of the parts to it and sterilized them as well. And then I have some bottles here, as well as the Haka in the small bottles. And then up here I have more like breastfeeding things and bibs, which obviously he's not going to need for a while, and a dishwasher clutch like cleaner thing, and then more additional bottles. So I actually haven't washed these yet, which I probably could get around to, but for right now everything down here is ready to go. I am planning to breastfeed exclusively. That's my hope, that's my plan. But obviously I'm going to have my pump for building up my storage and everything like that. So the pump I actually got through insurance. Definitely talk with your insurance company to see if you get a free pump, because I did. And this one was an extra upgrade. So I think that it would cover like $130 worth of a pump, and so I had to pay an extra like $70 to get that upgraded one, which I just wanted to get like a good pump. Again, I love that it's portable, and then also it's like a really good strength pump. So obviously I haven't used it yet, but I'll let you guys know how I like it. But I have heard really great things about the Spectra S2. The S1 is not portable, so that's why I went with the S2. And even though, yes, I do plan to breastfeed, I know that things may not all work out, and that's totally okay. Like, feeding your baby formula is still great, and I definitely don't want to like feel discouraged if I need to supplement with formula or anything like that. So I am really grateful we do have formula. Here's another little budget tip for you. Up in the very top of our cabinet, which I can't reach, this is all Jacob, we received formula that was mailed to us. Like, these are just free samples that were just like showed up at our house, which is really funny. So definitely keep on the lookout and see if you'll get anything just sent to you for free. It's very creepy that they know that I live here and am having a baby, so they just send me formula samples. I also then bought an additional thing of formula from Target and just had it delivered to the house. So I do feel good about like having formula if we do need it. Since I've been pregnant, like my entire third trimester has been during the pandemic. At first it was really scary because like diapers and formula were hard to come by, and I was kind of freaked out of knowing like, how long is this going to last for? Am I going to be able to get these things? So very grateful that we were able to get some formula, and we even had some just sent to our house for free randomly. And I also have a ton of diapers. We've been very generously gifted with a lot of diapers. So I actually want to go show you his nursery real fast, because I haven't showed you for a bit, and show you a couple of the other little fun things that we have there. Here we are in the nursery. I also recently just posted a nursery tour video, so I will leave a link to that up above so you can check out like the full tour of the nursery here. But I want to show you a couple fun little extra things that I was just gifted. In this bottom drawer I have like all of the blankets, and I know this is so many blankets, but they were all just so cute and I was so obsessed, so we have a lot. First off, these maybe baby ones, I have like a quilt, have another quilt from them in a different pattern. I think these are really cute, and then they have swaddle blankets that look the same, and I am bringing one of the maybe ones with me to the hospital for pictures. I then have these Disney muslin swaddle blankets from Aiden and Anais, and these are all like Mickey Mouse ones. They're really cute. We are huge Disney people and excited to get our son excited about Disney. And then I also just got these other ones from a friend that are Winnie the Pooh themed, and they're also from Aiden and Anais, and I thought that they were really cute patterns as well. And then we got these other ones from Aiden and Anais that were gifted to us, and these are like dinosaur themed, which I never thought that I'd be into like the dinosaur thing, but this is like the most boyish kind of stuff that he has. Everything else is pretty like gender neutral. So we have dinosaurs, and there's a few more of them in the same set. And I really liked the green pattern of this one as well. And then I also have a quilt that's the same thing. It's the green pattern on one side and the dinosaurs on the other. So we have lots of quilts and blankets for him, whether that's for the stroller or being at home or anything like that. And I showed this to you guys in my nursery tour video, but you guys, look at all of these diapers that we have. I am so grateful for this. You have no idea. Like I said, being in the middle of the pandemic, it was like when all of this started, I had nothing. I had no diapers, no nothing, and so I was really freaked out about it. and we've just been so overly blessed with so many diapers from people. And we even have some more like in our garage that are a little bit bigger sizes. Like I think we have some 3s and 4s out there actually. So we definitely have a stockpile, and I'm so grateful for that. We also have our DockATot up here, which I will take down pretty soon, but I plan to use that like downstairs when we're sitting on the couch. We can lay him down next to us while we're just hanging out while we're watching him in it, and I got the cover and everything all washed for it. And then this is our play yard that we're gonna need to open up. We already did open it up, but it's the 4 Moms play yard, and it has like the bassinet insert, so we plan to use this to have him sleep next to us in our room. And another thing that we've been talking about doing, which we really should get going on pretty soon here, is using baby's sound machine. This is the Hatch sound machine. Using it in our room right now so that we can get a little bit used to it, because I know it'll be great for him when he's in our room, but we are not used to sleeping with the sound machine, so we want to make sure that like we'll still be able to, we can get used to it a little bit and still be able to sleep. I am so grateful that we've actually been sleeping in the same room. Jacob and I have been sleeping in the same room together for the last couple weeks. Basically my entire pregnancy I've been sleeping in our other bedroom because I've had such bad allergies and congestion. I would wake up in the night and blow my nose, and I would just sleep terribly, and so I just felt better if I was sleeping in the other room. But I've since moved back into our room for the last couple weeks, and it's been great. Actually, since we've been in quarantine, my allergies have subsided a lot. So I don't know if I was allergic to something at my office or what it was, but I actually have been feeling a lot better. So anyway, this is a cute little sound machine. So fun. I also just realized I haven't shown you my bump yet today. So here's my bump at 39 weeks. Well, almost, in like 2 days. I've been rocking the comfy pants here at home, because why would I put on regular pants, especially at this point? And here we go. Bump is growing, and hopefully it's because he's getting lots of fluid there.
Girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, nah, nah.
Now lunchtime, I have my water refilled. I think this is my 3rd refill of water for today. And I am also having some frozen blueberries, which I've been obsessed with lately. And then it seems like my food's all over the kitchen. And then these chicken cilantro wonton things from Costco. They're pretty good. Well, you guys, I think that's going to be it for this update and vlog. So thanks for hanging out with me. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram for real-time baby updates. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.